guys, welcome to the Quiet Riot Show. November is a very important month when it comes to men's health, and therefore instead of releasing our shows bi-weekly, we are going to be releasing them every week, every Monday morning. And with that, we also have a new sponsor, Intergalactic Sauces. Now, I gotta tell you guys, when I discovered Intergalactic Sauces, they're absolutely fantastic. Like, every single sauce they make is just packed with flavor, heat, and there's some for the beginners, and there's some for guys like me or Tim. We love our spicy stuff. And you can go to their website, intergalacticsauces.com, and you can order yours today. Currently, they have in stock Big Sky and closed on Sundays. So closed on Sundays is for maybe the beginners. And Big Sky is just a beautiful packed heat, flavor, everything's in there. If you really like something spicy on your meals, it's fantastic. They are working towards restocking their very popular Tanqua Sriracha, which is really nice. It's a little bit higher than the closed on Sunday. And my personal favorite, Cosmic Coyote. Now that is the bomb, and not the crappy bomb on the show that we not going to mention because they're not sponsoring us, but you know which one I'm talking about. This one is absolutely fantastic. It's smoked peppers. Flavor is insane, and that is why that's my favorite. And I'm going to be ordering as much as I possibly can because they only get it once a year. So December 1st is going to be the release, and they will be setting up a pre-order on their website, which will give people also a chance to save extra $5 per bottle leading up to December 1st. So go to check out their website, intergalacticsauces.com, and you'll be able to get your Cosmic Coyote, which is, I'm so excited. So anyways, thank you, Intergalactic Sauces, for supporting our show, and we're going to support you as well. We're going to load up on our hot sauces. Cheers.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Quiet Riot Show, a show about men's mental health. I'm Tim, and across from me, if you're watching, is Tommy. If you're not watching, he could be anywhere, and it doesn't really matter. This will be an episode with just the two of us. We've got some more guests lined up and things happening, but today is just us two, so get ready.
I should almost have
bored.
Have a jingle like just the two of us for every time we do an episode.
Put it in there. Everyone will be like, "Oh, that's one to skip," so don't put it in there.
No
Maybe
kidding,
we keep telling them there's a guest, but then at the end of the episode, like there never was a guest. That might be fun.
Yeah, maybe.
Coming up soon is a very special guest on the show.
Well, actually, so today was a really good day, and we're recording today that this episode is going to be released after the next one.
I don't know when you put stuff out.
So
I find out from Instagram when
that's right.
Who's our show that week.
But what we're going to do is in November, we're going to release an episode a week because it's November. It's an important month for men's mental health awareness, or just health awareness.
Overall, men's health in general.
I think it's so it started with I believe it was testicular cancer, but I think over the years it just turned into men's well-being. Basically.
I also think it's interesting that like we separate mental health and health.
Yeah.
When we talk about that stuff,
right?
Like you always like have to say it's mental health.
Yeah,
it's weird. Don't you think that's weird?
I mean. Again, and I think maybe we can go back down the road, but over the years, in the past, it was, men, don't get sick. If you get sick, suck it up. Stop it. Don't worry about it. Like, don't be a little bitch, basically. And I think it's important for us to maybe separate that a little bit.
Yeah, that's true. To define it a little bit and be able to say it is nice.
Yeah, so.
Yeah.
But anyway, in November, we're going to release one episode every week. It'll still be on Monday. We're going to have some very tough episodes, I think. Very serious ones. And we're going to have some awesome guests.
Yeah, there's a couple. For sure.
Do you want to mention them? No. Just leave it as a surprise. Yeah, for sure.
It's a surprise to me, too. So I'm saying no because I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you do. But well played. Way to keep our audience,
right?
wanting more.
We're not going to say who it is.
But yeah, so we're gonna do that. But what are we gonna talk about today, Tim?
I think vulnerability. I think we'd like to talk about vulnerability. And
can you be more specific?
Well, just what that is as men, and what it means to be that as men, or not be that, and when you feel like you can or can't, or should or shouldn't.
Yeah.
I would say there's moments for all of those things. So,
yeah, 100%. So,
but I might have a skewed perspective on it too, because I come from a place that isn't necessarily as open as other people listening might feel is different. So I'm curious to have the conversation with you, and I'm curious to hear the feedback from our listeners about what that experience is like for them and was like for them.
Yeah. Speaking of our listeners, I want to do a little shout out to our listener
Keith,
Kevin.
What did I call? I called him Keith earlier. Yeah. Kevin. I know his name's Kevin.
So we end up meeting Kevin today. Kevin is the one that
and his wife.
And his wife, yes,
the lovely lady
who Kevin won the contest for our.
Oh, you wanted me to use a mug today.
Giveaway. That's okay.
I didn't use a mug.
Okay, I'm doing my job.
Okay, well that's good. At least one of us is.
But yeah, so we end up meeting Kevin at Smitty's for some drinks, and we had some wings as well. We were there for like a couple hours, or maybe an hour or so.
Yeah, it was nice.
Really nice guy, hardworking guy, and he listens to this show, listens to a couple other shows as well that you and I are involved in.
Yeah.
So it's just really nice to meet a supporter of what we were trying to do here. So
yeah, it was awesome. Also, we like going for drinks, so if you want to go.
Yeah, send us a message on Instagram. Yeah, at Quiet Riot Show.
Yeah, we're always down to go somewhere and have a couple.
Right. Why don't we check in? Yeah, let's do a check in. I haven't checked in a while with you.
Okay.
It's been a while.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
So, what number would you say you are today, or as of recent, Tommy? Oh boy.
Physically.
Oh jeez.
So physically,
or are we separating them now?
You know, I'm gonna separate it today, just because I do want to talk about my physical health a little bit. But physically, I am about a good how I feel, not how I look or what I should do.
This is getting very confusing.
I know. There's a subsection. No, so physically, I feel about a good 7, 8.
Hey, that's good.
Yeah. Mentally, I am a 5, 6.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's and maybe I'll talk about this a little bit more after, just because. So I went through a little procedure.
Yeah, so let's break it out. Talk about your physical.
Well, no. I want to talk about that more, but let's just do our check-in. But just due to the procedure that I had,
isn't this when we talk about that stuff?
Okay.
I don't know. Whatever. No, forget it.
Anyway, no. So from that perspective,
I'm fine.
So I had a vasectomy.
Yes, you did,
and that is something that a man that goes through a vasectomy, it's such a weird feeling. At least to me, it was. This is how I felt. Like you feel beat down a little bit because it's like your manhood, right? And now you gotta go to these doctors and nurses that are like technically mutilating it. You know, like so this thought of like going sharp objects to your junk. And now I've been home my doctor gave me a 2-week recovery time to stay home, so I'm on short-term disability. And at first I was like, that's bullshit. I don't need that. I'm hearing from guys like 5
back to
days.
Work 4 hours later. Yeah.
And
those guys are insane,
I've learned the hard way. Like I'm like yesterday and today is like the first days that I'm like feeling zero pain. I can still feel it.
Yeah.
There's still that discomfort, but I'm still feeling it with no pain.
Yeah, and you said to me earlier that today was like essentially a no pain.
That's
day.
right. Yeah. And so I've been on the couch a lot, and like, you know, not be able to help out with the family. My wife's been like literally doing everything, because like she's like don't do it. And one day I felt better. I started doing a little more. Next day I woke up with pain, and so that was a big mistake. So it's just like, you did something for your relationship, for yourself.
Yeah, I would say.
But it's you feel useless, and even though you shouldn't. That's
you're
still
recovering, like you have to.
Yeah, but it's still like seeing
time to recover.
My wife doing everything, taking both kids everywhere, and like coming home, doing the cleaning, doing the cooking, bringing me stuff down. Like I was just like, oh fuck, like it's so that's so draining,
I know,
mentally.
And it's funny because like the jokes you make going into it is like, because I did it, I don't know, a couple years ago, I guess, something like that. And so the jokes you make going into is like, oh, I'm going to milk this for all it's worth. I don't have to do shit for
sure,
10 days. And
it feels great for about 10 seconds.
Fucking wait on me and blah, blah. And then it actually happens and you're like, I fucking hate this. Like, this sucks. This feels, I feel 100%. Weak. I feel shitty. I would like to do something other than fucking sit here and like, it's not fun.
No.
Or at least for me. For me, it was not this like break or relax, like this like vacation from all these things in life that I do. And it's like, it sounds like that's what it would be, but it's also like, no, you're recovering and it's fucking boring.
Oh, absolutely. Like that's the one thing that's positive out of this, that I got to catch up on some movies and shows. That's about it.
Sure.
Which is absolutely
a little
nothing,
tiny nugget within all the other stuff. But
that's right. Yeah.
No, it sucks and it's boring. And like, I have a busy mind and a busy, like, I like to be busy. I like to do a lot of things. And like, that was tough for me to just I really have to just sit here and ice my nuts. Yeah. Like that's what you just sit there
and do nothing.
Oh, this pack is warm now, so I need another
absolutely,
one. And then somebody brings you, like my wife brought me one.
I was using Ziplocs and then, like kind of passed out with it, and all of a sudden it started leaking out. I'm like, oh crap, and you can't even get up like fast, like.
I use the ice packs, like the gel filled ones, so they mold nicely around your satchel.
Oh, I didn't. Actually, so I did get a. Funny thing was, the day before my surgery, messaged my wife. I'm like, hey, can you get a bag of peas? Like, go to the store and buy some peas.
I was with you.
That's right. Yeah, we went to the show.
Yeah.
And she ended up buying. I didn't use any of it because I got crushed ice in a Ziploc and actually worked really good. Other than the leakage.
Well, the leakage isn't ideal,
but that's. But it felt nice, anyways.
It does, because it hurts.
Yeah. So
like the first few days, like. It hurts.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it feels like getting kicked in the ball. This is
what your description is. Fucking perfect.
This is my description of how my experience getting a vasectomy. So, if you're a guy, there's no way you've never been kicked in the balls. So, when you get kicked in the balls, it hurts. Every day after a vasectomy feels like a minute after being kicked in the balls.
Totally.
Does that make sense?
Because even when the pain goes away, you can still
feel
there
a little bit.
Yeah.
But like,
and that's where I am at right now.
After you get kicked in the balls, about 10 minutes later, it's gone.
Yeah.
But like, every minute feels a little different, but you feel it.
That's right.
And it's 1 day in vasectomy timeline.
That was 100% accurate.
That was my experience. Yeah.
And I think I went into it with that feeling. So then when I started feeling the pain, I'm like, oh yeah. Totally. Yeah. I just got kicked in the nuts.
Yeah. Well, even when I picked you up, you were like, oh, the freezing's wearing off. Like, okay, totally. I can start to feel it. And you don't feel it like in your balls. You feel it like when you get kicked, for those of you who are females listening to this, when you get kicked in the balls,
it doesn't hurt in the balls.
In your stomach.
That's right.
Like it hurts in your belly button. That's where I feel it, like in my belly button area.
Yeah, just under,
and like
just
off to
underneath.
the sides just a little bit.
Yeah, so
and it feels weird and it doesn't feel good.
So anyway, so that's why I'm like a 5-6 from that perspective mentally. Yeah. That it's just been a let's call it a relaxing week.
Sure,
but it's recovery, and I was feeling very useless.
Yeah,
this is now day 11 or so, 10, 11. Yeah,
10, I guess.
Yeah, so it's that's why my numbers. How about you?
Today, I'm just going to go with today.
Okay.
Today, I'll do it like you. Physically. No?
Good thing I'm not on camera.
You are on camera.
No. It's just no.
No, I
See, now I'm on camera.
Oh, you didn't have.
And now you're on
giving
camera.
me the
That's
finger
right.
on camera. Okay,
Yeah.
well, just so everybody knows, that's what happened. Physically, I'm like a 7, and mentally, I'm a 6.5.
Okay.
It's man, we've had some struggles at our house for the last month or so.
Elaborate.
Our dishwasher broke. Our dryer broke.
Are we talking about it?
What? I can't bring this up.
No. Like what happened
What,
today?
the joke? Yeah, oh yeah, for sure we're gonna talk about
Okay.
it. So our dishwasher broke, our dryer broke, and I don't know if I said it on the show before, but like our bathroom in our basement flooded. So we're just like, everything in our house is chaos.
Yeah.
And we've ordered a dishwasher, we've ordered a dryer. The bathroom's getting fixed, but it's all going to take another couple weeks till it's all settled and done, back to normal. And then you got to like reset everything back to, it's like, so I fucking hate being at home right now. Like I hate it so much. My house is just like a piece of shit right now, and like everything about it makes me upset. I don't like being there. I love my wife and child, but like just everything about being in my house right now makes me fucking mad.
Yeah.
So I spent most of the day at your house today.
Yeah, you did.
I didn't want to fucking be there.
It was the funniest thing. So I get a message today like, hey, what time are you home? And I'm like, well, I'm still home. And so Tim's just like, okay, I'm coming over. Can I do laundry?
Yeah.
And so I replied, I was like, yeah, absolutely. You can do laundry, do the dishes, and cook me a dinner. No problem. But yeah, so the reason you brought your laundry because your washer dryer is not complete.
Yeah, the washer's working, so anything that gets hung is great. It's fine. But like all the dryer stuff just fucking...
So all the small stuff is that you don't hang, which includes, socks and underwear. So the joke was today, like when my wife came home, it would have been absolutely hilarious if Tim was not here already.
And she goes into the dryer.
But would have left his stuff here.
And it would make sense that I would forget to bring home all my
100%,
laundry. Like that
yeah.
would be 100% accurate for me in my life. Oh, yeah. We thought it'd be funny if Tommy's wife opened the dryer and like was like, whose clothes are these? And then found like my wife's underwear and was like, Tommy, what the fuck is this? We gotta talk. Shit.
And you know what?
It's Rachel's. I promise it's Rachel. Yeah, I fucking bet it is.
No, like I would have been probably like, what are you talking about?
Right?
I would have forgotten about it.
Which is just make it worse. She came home and we told her this, and she's like, you guys had all day to come up with a better lie, and this is what you're telling me.
So that was pretty good.
It was pretty funny.
It was a nice little laugh that
also,
we had.
thanks for letting me do laundry.
Oh,
at your house.
anytime.
It's
You know
very
that.
kind of you.
Mi casa es su casa, right?
Fuck.
Is that the saying?
Just my shithole fucking house. It's fucking terrible. I love my house.
Yeah.
Not right now. It's awful. So I'm 6.5.
Awesome.
Yeah, which is fine. It's okay.
Well, shall we get into the
Sure, yeah.
nitty gritty?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
So what do you want to talk about today? Vulnerability.
Yeah, let's talk about that. I guess whatever. We don't really have anything prepared.
No. It's a weird... It is a weird subject as a man to talk about vulnerability, though. Like, even to talk about it's weird. Because to talk about it means you have to be willing to be vulnerable.
That's right.
Which, like, I think you and I, obviously, we're doing this show. But I still feel somewhat uncomfortable doing it.
It's not that I feel uncomfortable. It's just it doesn't come as natural necessarily.
Yeah.
When we sit down without the mics and the cameras, I have no problem having a conversation with you about it.
Yeah.
But when I'm talking to maybe, more people, then it just kind of, I don't want to say necessarily the wrong thing, or maybe I feel a little bit of judgment from, I'm not talking about our listeners, but like if I'm in a group of friends, let's say.
Sure.
Right? So I might feel judgment. And that's always been with me. like in my work, let's say, when we sat around the table, depends who sat at the table, I wouldn't bring certain things
You
up.
adjust. And so I wonder if I think that's okay.
And yeah, absolutely.
Like, I don't feel like that's a bad thing. Like, you got to read the room. You got to know who you're you don't want to just be vulnerable with everybody, because when you do that, you're really putting yourself, to me, I'm putting myself to a certain level of risk, I guess, is one way to put it. Because it may not be received well. You may not get the response or the reciprocal behavior from the other party. And so it is like,
because
being vulnerable is a risk.
Yeah,
like, you're putting yourself out there.
When you're vulnerable, I guess you're seeking for some kind of a feedback that's gonna maybe help you
you're
get
trying
better, right?
to get somewhere with
so if
it.
if you know that you're gonna get a shit answer, you're not gonna open up.
You're just not gonna bother. And so that's I think in general vulnerability for anybody, but like as a man, I think that like my experience with vulnerability is you're very cautious. You're again careful about who you do it with or how you do it, or I can only share so much, or I should only share up to this point, or like knowing your audience and maybe taking a little bit of risk, but like being pretty tight-lipped with it almost. And it's probably okay, but it feels weird and it sucks. And like, there's people in my life that I can't be vulnerable with. And sometimes I wonder, like, should those people be in my life? Like, why? Right? Like, if I can't be that with you,
well,
then, like,
and I've been
then
there.
what am I doing? Like, why are we? What kind of relationship do we have? This is a good question. Can you have a strong relationship with someone where there's a lack of vulnerability on both sides, or even on one side?
Yeah,
I don't know if you can.
And that's the thing. Like, I've
maybe strong and close, or those are different, maybe.
Yeah, but I've cut out a lot of people out of my life just because
You should cut me out.
No,
I don't.
You listen to me. You listen to me.
I know.
No, but honestly, like I've just, not that I've cut them out, but like our relationship is only from here to there, and that's it. Like it's not.
It fits into a box, and
that's right.
That's
and it doesn't go any further. You know, like maybe it might once in a while. Like if you're talking about a box, you might put one arm out or whatever, just kind of like reach out to you a little further. But I've learned over the years that I know I have nothing to do with you right now, and I don't really I'm not going to share anything that's personal with you, because I'm gaining nothing back from it. Not that I need to gain back anything, but I'm not getting anything that will maybe help me improve on things,
or help them. Like,
or help them.
I think
Exactly.
It goes both ways. It's this exchange. It's an exchange, and so, as my wife would say, it's an energy exchange. And like, if you're being vulnerable, but the other person isn't willing to do the same, like, then really, what is the balance there? Or the other way around. If someone's being vulnerable with me, and like I'm not willing to do it with them, like, that sucks.
Well, and one reason I think you and I became really good friends is because we had that exchange, and we are willing to talk to each other and listen to each other and give suggestions and learn from maybe learn from certain mistakes or just whatever. It's just we have that energy exchange. I actually really like.
Yeah,
that.
it's really what it is. Yeah, and so it's hard. It's hard to take that risk, because the first time you're vulnerable with somebody, you don't know how it's going to be received.
No, you don't.
You have a perception. You have an idea of how it might be received.
Well, I mean, think about it.
But you don't actually know. And so, as a man, that's a scary thought, because I feel. What do I feel when I'm going to be vulnerable with someone let's say for the first time? Because really, the first time is your gauge.
Yeah.
So you're jumping in. You're deciding to do it. Very reluctantly.
How is this going to be received?
Yeah. And like, okay, here we go. And like, fuck. And like, I've done it and had both sides of that. I've had it turn out great, and like, really drive that relationship like into a stronger, further point.
Mm-hmm.
And I've also had it where it's been met with like, oh, you weren't the person I should have done that with.
Yeah.
And then it's like, fucking shit, because it feels like shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, I don't even know if we could be friends now. Like, well, it's true. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
If
No,
I'm
you're 100%
vulnerable
right.
with someone and it's not received well, like, I don't think, not out of embarrassment even so much, but it's just like, oh, this isn't where we're at. I misread the situation. That's on me. Okay, fuck. And then you kind of like stew in it, and every time you fucking see that person, you wish you didn't, and you hate it, and it's awful, and you wish they'd get hit by a bus so that you'd never have to see them again.
Oh, we went there. So this is what your thoughts are going through sometimes.
Yeah,
okay,
this
now
is how my
our
brain
audience
works.
is getting to. So the ones that don't know,
I wonder if that
Tim,
person will leave the country or die.
so the ones that don't know Tim from the other show, you're starting to get to know him a little bit.
But that's how my brain works.
But
It's
yeah.
like, oh, this is so awful. I hope something more awful happens, that this never has to happen again.
No, and yeah, like you don't
I
want
don't
to
actually
go.
wish they die, but maybe move away is actually okay.
But yeah, you don't want to go sit down at the table and just say like, "Hey, I'm really sad today," and then you'll get the okay.
Okay, you want to?
Yeah, just everyone looks away.
You want a hug? Like, I don't know.
Yeah. No, but you know the one thing that kind of I noticed this week. So, like, women have no problem sharing, and I'm not trying to turn this into.
I think less of a problem.
Yeah, I'm not trying to turn this.
But this is
into
our perception. But this is our perception, and this is our show, and we get to say whatever we
So
want.
I think women share more often, and I think they like to put it out there so they get a little bit of, call it compassion or
Sure.
understanding, you know.
Sure.
So what they're going through, and I think that's great that people overall, you open up for a reason because you're seeking something. So I kind of threw it on my social media that, hey, I'm getting a vasectomy, and I got a little bit of like kind of jokingly, oh, I didn't need to know that. You know.
Okay.
And like this is a
Why?
big, like, to me, this is a big moment in my life. Like, it took me fucking 9 years to get it done. Like, I mean, my son is 9. I wanted to go right away.
You only had 2 kids. You're a lucky man.
Right? I mean, that just shows you how good my sex life is. But
I also haven't had sex in 9 years.
no, but it's a big moment, and I've actually, from men, I got a few messages saying like, holy shit, good for you. Actually, one of our listeners that sent us an email, he kind of messaged me. He was like, oh man, I really wanted to go, but like, I'm just like not scared. So we had a good chat about it. And I told him like, at the end of the day, it was nothing horrible. Like, the idea of getting a needle in your balls is horrible.
The
and
idea
it was
is way worse than the actual activity.
It was nothing worse than getting freezing in your teeth, to be honest. And so I had a nice chat about it, but like most females that responded to my post were more just like, I don't need to know that. Kind of or like not even like in a disgust way, but like.
Yeah, but I wonder if they would have had the same reaction if you were like, oh, I don't know, I broke my finger, got a cast. Like, is
right?
that this like, oh, I didn't need to know that. Like,
maybe
my fucking balls. It's fine. Like, I have them.
Maybe I don't know.
You have them. They're just inside you. So like, fuck off. Like, no.
So,
well, I mean, it's kind of like balls.
Yeah, I guess so.
Or ovaries, like balls. Is that lady balls?
I'm not a doctor. I don't know.
Yeah,
that
me
stuff.
neither. Clearly.
No, so that's just like, if I'm sure if because I know there are women out there that post stuff about their periods, and I'm sure guys are the same way. Like, I don't need to know that.
I'm sure there's lots that
for sure
don't want to hear about it.
It goes back and forth, but I think overall it's received easier because, okay, well, that's something that happens for women, and then I think this is something that men do for themselves, for their partners, for their well-being, whatever the reason is you're getting a vasectomy for. But it was just kind of like, well, I don't know,
off-putting.
Like, I didn't think it was that big of a deal. I thought it was, hey,
no, it's a minor surgical procedure.
The whole post perspective that some women are just kind of maybe made a comment about it. Like it didn't really feel welcoming, I guess, or not even welcoming, but like supportive. Like at this point, when I'm going through this shit, like I'm looking for that support.
Yeah.
You know? And I just felt like I didn't have that. And not that I need it, but I just kind of threw it out there on a social media.
Well, it's a surprising result to something you didn't expect.
Yeah, and but I gotta say, I got more positive replies than any
That's
negatives, and I'm actually I had really good conversation with other men that are thinking about it, but are scared.
Well, you're giving up your. I was way less scared of the procedure itself, and more, if anything, more fearful of like giving up my ability to create humans. Mm-hmm. Not that I didn't even want to. Yeah. Hence why I'm doing it. Like I don't want to create any humans, but giving that up and like choosing to give that up is a bit of a different. Like it's
100%.
It was just very different compared to like, yeah. It felt different.
Well,
like I'm giving it up, and it's like I don't care what you do to do that. Like, sure, you're gonna put some stuff in my balls, and you're gonna chop the thing. I don't even know what they did. I had headphones on, but the idea of not being able to do that felt strange to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, and I guess maybe for you because you don't have your own biological child.
I never created one. Yeah.
It might be different. For me, I was just like, I don't fucking want another one. Like, and that's
what a difference, eh?
Honest truth.
Hey, Tommy, among all the episodes we've recorded, there's one common theme, and that's getting therapy. We've talked about it lots.
Many, many times.
You had a really tough time making that first phone call. I had a tough time making that first phone call. I didn't even know if the person I was going to see was the right person, but you got to just try. Thank goodness we have a sponsor that makes it way easier now. BetterHelp has an online platform that allows you to fill out a questionnaire. They connect you with a therapist, and you get to communicate with them however you want. So whether that's text messaging, that's emails, that's through their app, that's video chats, you get all those options. And it makes it way less scary to be connected with someone. And if you're not into the person you talk to, they'll sign you another one right away. I've gotten assigned mine already, and I can't wait to use it. Like by the time you hear this, I will have had my first session, and I'm super pumped to talk about it on the show.
Yeah, I'm very excited about it, and like it's very easy to sign up. It took us maybe 5 minutes to sign up, and you answer just simple questions, and next thing you know, you got a message that you will be paired up with a therapist, and within the same day, we got the therapist already, and the name and a message from them, and we were able to communicate with them. So it's extremely easy. So please go to BetterHelp.com. Yeah, that's the thing. BetterHelp.com/Quiet Riot Show, and you get to also enjoy 10% off for your first month if you sign up using this link. So again, right here, I'm going to be doing it from here. Yeah, it's BetterHelp.
Am I screwing it up?
.com/Quiet Riot Show. Yeah, sign up today, and you're not going to regret it because I'm already enjoying it. Just the fact that we connected with a therapist.
Me too, man.
Thank you to BetterHelp for supporting this podcast. It was very interesting talking to my parents about it because like I didn't tell them that I'm doing this or anything like ahead or nothing. I didn't talk about it, and then the day before, my mom calls and, how's it going? This and that, blah, blah, blah. How what's new? I'm like, well, yeah, I'm getting a surgery tomorrow. My mom's like, what the hell? I'm like, oh, it's nothing big. I was just like getting a vasectomy. She's like, what? Like, it's not very common out in Slovakia.
Like a cultural difference?
I think so. And because Adriana was around, and my mom and dad, like, we were just kind of all hanging out. Like, my dad didn't say nothing. The next day after the surgery, when I came home, my mom wanted to know how I'm doing.
Sure.
Right? So I was like, I called her and talked to her. And then my dad knew I'm by myself. So he made a comment like, what, you're not man enough to, or something. I kind of tried to even like, I didn't hear exactly what he said, but it was something along the lines like, oh, you're you're getting your balls chopped off. Basically, you're being a little bitch
Which,
right
like,
now.
is not what they do. Just for the record.
No. But like, it's like in that sense, like I'm losing my manhood.
You're losing your manhood.
Know?
You're not a man anymore.
And I was just like, kind of said like, I don't want to have any more kids because my life is great right now.
Yeah.
I'm comfortable. My kids are 9 and 14. Man, the thought of going back to diapers
My God.
and I had no problem with diapers. I never had issues with it.
I've never changed a diaper in my life.
You will once we're old. You're going to change mine.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you will.
Oh, yours? Oh, fuck no. I'll push you in the shower.
No, but I had no problem with that. I loved raising my kids and taking care of them, and all that stuff is great. But the thought of going, I had a couple buddies, including my brother, where like after 10 years of not, dealing with that, now they had a fresh new baby.
Ooh.
And I'm just like, oh no, this is the part where
Yeah.
you're supposed to start enjoying your adult life without kids, possibly.
I had a
like
buddy who had the same thing happen to him.
like to me, this is like the part where like now my kids can say, well, me and my wife can go out and do stuff. We don't need to worry about a babysitter or somebody making sure that, they have food. Somebody needs to warm it. No, my daughter can warm up the food for the little guy, like she's old enough, she's responsible enough. So this is the part where me and my wife are supposed to start having fun again, like when we were before kids, right? So the thought of me going to diapers and having a baby, no fucking way.
Fuck no.
That was my number one reason. And then when we had a little scare a few months ago.
Oh shit, did you?
Well, she didn't tell me until after. She's like, I got my period, but like I was like 6 days late. I'm like, oh shit. That's right. And that's the very next minute I called and made the phone call. Yeah. So that was pretty scary.
Yeah, that and that's what it was for me. It was just like, we have a daughter, she's older. I don't want to restart this process now.
Well, and I think for you guys, it was a mutual agreement.
Yeah, we talked about
Rachel,
it.
That okay, you're done. You don't want to have kids because I'm sure if she would have said, "Well, maybe I want another one."
Well, and if I would have said that too, we may have done it.
That's right. Yeah, if you guys but it was a mutual decision between you guys that.
Yeah.
No, you're
I'm
done
good.
with kids.
No,
and,
I'm good. Cool, we're good.
Yeah.
And so then it was just like, okay, well then I better just go do the thing.
But you never went for a checkup.
No, I haven't. I haven't gone back for the test.
There's a chance.
I know, and it's a gamble every time. But
so okay, so why didn't you? Is this part of the you did like more of a thing where like you didn't want to like necessarily go back?
Actually, for me, it's just like I just haven't. It's not a priority.
You're just lazy.
I just haven't made it a priority. Well, and you only have 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So you got to make the sample.
So you need only 2 minutes to make the sample. Let's be honest.
I know, but I got to drive all the way to where IKEA is.
Okay, well,
to drop it off.
So you can come to my house. We're a lot closer.
I'll just go to the IKEA parking lot. It's fine.
Isn't it like 2 hour window or something like that?
No, it's like 30 minutes.
Yeah, but like I mean,
so you basically got to do it in the parking lot. Like that's what they're telling you.
Yeah.
It's like, well, you got 30 minutes. It's like, well, am I going to gamble on traffic and then like have to drive back?
Well, don't go at like 8 o'clock, but I'm
go
sure.
There with a sample that's like, oh, how long's it been? 40 minutes. Well, we can't use this. Fuck.
Hurry up, it's 29 minutes only.
Yeah. Do you have a room, a bathroom? Where's your bathroom? Like, oh. So that's why I haven't done it, because I'm just like, logistically, this seems like stress, and I don't want to do it.
You don't want to drive her out with a little sample of semen.
No, that's fine. I don't care about that. What do you do with that after if it's bad? Do you leave it there? I don't know. They have like a receptacle you can put bad samples in. I don't know how that works.
I'm sure they can dispose of it.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. So anyways, I haven't done it, so I'm still gambling. But.
Well, so I got to go back in 3 months.
Is that the deal? I thought it was number of.
I've heard that too.
Loads.
And they told me 3 months.
Okay.
Come back. And and then I actually did a little research on it, and it was there needs to be a certain amount of, I guess, ejaculations because
We're using professional terms.
Well,
is that what we do?
Yeah,
here?
sure.
Okay.
Because there is a I guess certain amount of sperm can still stay inside the tubes.
Yeah, okay.
So you need to empty,
You gotta clear the
clear the
chamber?
tubes. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. And then
Or
once
sorry, the
that's
tubes.
the chamber, yeah,
Or
whatever, it
whatever
doesn't
it
matter.
is,
I
I
mean,
don't
it
know.
might be called the chamber. I don't know. But so that's why they say like the certain amount, but to be safe also because the way they explained it to me at my consultation is in 3 months your body heals. And
Okay.
so there is a chance when they splice the tubes or whatever they do that it could grow back together.
Oh, gotcha.
And so this way, once everything is back to normal, then they could do a proper test. And
all right. Okay.
then you'll find out if it worked or not. So
All right.
fingers crossed.
Yeah, well, here we go.
So
Okay,
yeah.
so bringing it back. So I think there's a couple of categories to me of vulnerability that like I'd like to discuss with you.
Okay.
So one is like vulnerability with your partner or females
Okay.
or your partner, whatever.
Yeah.
Vulnerability with the general public because we do this show. I think that's worth talking
Yep.
about because that's what we do here.
For sure.
And then vulnerability with like your friends or other men, your male partner friends. They're all different and we handle them all differently.
Yeah.
So vulnerability with the general public. So we do this show. We decided to do this. We thought it was important.
Yeah.
We think it's
Yeah.
important. We want to do that. We want to share. We realized very quickly that like, okay, well, we're going to ask people to be vulnerable, which is why the first 2 episodes were you and I, because we kind of talked about it and we're like, well, if we don't do this thing, how can we expect others to do it?
100%.
Lead by
Yeah,
example.
exactly.
So
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
we're gonna do it. So we did it. And how do you like, because we're 2 friends sitting across the mics from each other, sometimes I forget that there's microphones.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's probably best
Which
because
is
it allows
good,
me
yeah.
to just have a conversation. But like, how did it feel for you coming into the show knowing that we're gonna do this and having to be honest, open, and vulnerable every time we turn these mics on?
Well, the thing is, like, the whole idea behind this show was because I wanted to share.
Mhm.
You know, I believe that, like, we as men need to be able to share the shit that's bothering us.
Mhm.
And over the few years, this was before I met you, I have lots of good friends. And I only have like a handful that I can count on my hand that I'm willing to share, like really personal, dark shit, you know?
Yeah.
And when I went through tough times, because of COVID, we didn't really spend time with those. I didn't really spend time with those friends together, and so that's when we met, and you were kind of like right there, and you know, you and I clicked, and it really helped me to kind of. I mean, doing therapy and all that obviously helped me go through
Sure.
tough times too, but I believe that it was very important for me as a man to be able to sit down with a buddy that doesn't really know me that well, my past or anything, but just be there to listen to me bitch, whether it was about my wife, about my kids, about my work, and that really helped me. So that was the whole reason I really wanted to share. So I'm very comfortable about talking about my stuff. Also, like, I'm no stranger to like walking into a group of people that I know one person there, and I'll find something common with others. So
you're social
I'm
in that
very
way.
very social guy.
Yeah,
So
you're comfortable with social risk.
so I'm okay to start talking and then see how far I can push those boundaries where like I can see, okay, that guy doesn't want to hear about my vasectomy now,
Yeah.
you know, so okay, I'm going to stop talking about it.
Yeah.
So I have no problem with talking to a stranger about if the other person's willing to listen and have a conversation about it, to talk about personal stuff.
I find that
How about yourself?
I find that I have a way easier time talking and listening to other people's
Okay.
vulnerabilities and creating a space for them to be that.
Okay.
but I have a way harder time doing it myself.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't share a lot. Now on the show I do, and I come to this show honestly, and I express truly what's going on with me when I sit in front of this mic. But I would say outside of that, like, I don't really talk much about myself.
But I'm sure
I don't like to.
But you discuss with your close friends things.
With you, I do. With some of my close friends, I do. But like, I don't seek it out.
But even I like, even with you and I, like, I believe that you don't tell me necessarily things unless I ask you about it.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. I don't volunteer the information.
That's right. Yeah, and I know that because I had a good conversation with your wife actually, and
no, what the fuck did she tell you?
Well, don't worry about it. It's private. But no, it was a good conversation, and I'm just like, and when she started talking, I was like, oh fuck yeah, you know what? I noticed that, and I know you didn't talk about it to me, but I noticed that there was something else going on.
What the fuck did you guys talk about?
Don't worry
no, you have to say it. Say it. We're doing the thing, isn't that?
No.
It's okay. It's fine.
No. Honestly, it was. I would say 3-4 weeks ago, and you were just like really exhausted. I think this was just before your first session through.
Oh yeah,
our
okay.
sponsor,
Yeah.
BetterHelp.
Yeah.
And like you were really exhausted, and everything. I know you've been here a few times, but like you didn't just say like, oh fuck, I'm exhausted because of this. You just said, I'm just tired.
Yeah.
You know, and like you're not that person. And I'm sure if I had been like, okay, what's going on? Like, whatever we're doing here, let's put that shit aside. Let's sit down. Then you would have opened up.
You don't have to pry it out of my cold dead hands. Yeah. Like I'll say it, but I don't volunteer it. I just never have. Not with my wife, and maybe we'll lead into that part next, is like, I'm just not, I don't volunteer it. And I think I do that partially because I don't want to be a burden on people. I think partially because I don't feel, it's not even that other people make me feel that way, but like, I don't feel like it's necessary or like I need it, or I'm a man, I can handle this on my own. Like, that's what we're talking about a little bit too, is like, I think it's that sense of masculinity that, skewed sense of masculinity that makes me go like, okay, well, if someone asks me about it, I'll talk about it. Maybe they have to ask me twice, but I'll talk about it eventually. But like, I'm just gonna keep it in. Like, I'll just bury it down, and like, I'd way rather talk about someone else's shit with them and like create a space to do that. And I love doing that. Like, I love being an ear for people.
Well,
and like,
you're really good at it for sure.
I think I am, and so. Yeah. I'm happy to do that, and I'd way rather do that than talk about my own shit. Even though like you need to, and like, let's move into our wives. Like,
see, I'm like that with my wife.
Being vulnerable with our wives, like how, or your girlfriend or whatever. Like, that's even a whole other situation. Never mind like doing it for the general public like we do when we turn the mics on. There's something weird that happens when you turn the mics on that you can just like, from my side, where it's just like, I'll just say anything. Like, I don't, you want to know my deepest, darkest secrets? Like, sounds great, I'll tell you. And then if the mics are off, it's like, well, I'd never fucking tell you that. Like, I don't even know who you are. But it's this weird thing that happens. But I think maybe I got it from like being in a band and touring and singing. Like, I'm singing these songs that are like from the depths of my soul.
Well, being a singer songwriter, so that's what you do,
and it's like you're sharing that with people, and you want to create an experience for them. And so maybe that's where I got comfortable with it. But with my wife, like, man, I need to get better at it, because that's even a harder one, where she's got to like pry it out of me. Yeah, what's going on with? And we have our number system.
That's right. Yeah.
But it's like, what's going on with you? I'm just grouchy. It's fine. Well, why are you grouchy? But I think part of that for me is like, sometimes I just don't want to fucking talk about it.
Yeah.
In fact, I don't want to talk at all.
But isn't that's when so at least between me and my wife, over the years, we kind of got to the point where like, you know what? Like, I just don't want to talk about it right now. Like, you actually have to say it.
I know, and I think I suck at saying it.
Yeah.
And so then the whole communication sucks because I'm ruining it.
But now when my wife tells me I don't want to talk about it, I'm like, well, shit. Now I'm like, is it me?
Well, then you stress out about it.
Did I do something?
Do you not want to talk to me about it, or do you not want to talk about it at all?
That's right, yeah.
I think that's what my wife experiences, is it's like, well, do you not want to talk to me about it? Or is it just that you don't want to talk about it at all? And for me, half the time, it's just like, I just don't want to talk.
Yeah.
Like I don't even want to. I don't want to talk about anything. Like I don't.
Well, and I don't want
to use words. I just want to be quiet. And I just like. I don't talk a lot. Like when we're not on the mics.
Yeah.
I'm not a big talker.
No, you're not. No.
I can do it for work. I can do it. Like I'm fine. But like I generally, if you put me in a room with a big group of people, like, and counted how many words everyone says, I would probably be in the lower percentage of people. The word count.
Yeah.
Just not a huge talker. And like.
I won't shut up.
and I'd rather let other people talk because I like learning.
Well, and
I like
and like you said, you're a listener.
Way more than I like talking.
More of a
so
listener,
like, I'd rather listen. I'd rather ask questions, and I'd rather just listen to the answers and take in information.
I need to improve my listening. Actually, like overall, like I just noticed that, like me taking Toastmasters, like I've realized that to be a good speaker, you actually have to be an excellent fucking listener.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I fucking suck at it. Like yesterday, I was supposed to actually, one of my roles was the grammarian. And one of the things you need to do is actually listen to like some expressions or some quotes, some phrases. Halfway through the fucking meeting, I'm like, oh shit, I'm supposed to be doing this. So like I totally forgot.
Yeah.
So I actually include that in my report that like it just made me realize how important listening is to being a good speaker.
It's true that they're so tied together.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what to speak about
that's right,
meaningful unless you listen.
Well, and again, like if you and I sit down and you keep talking and I don't listen and then I reply to you with like something that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Well, how much value did I bring just to this table? Zero.
Well, or how interested am I going to be in having a conversation with you next time?
Well, exactly.
And so, like, in regards to real conversations that come from the heart, that are things that are important to us, like in our soul, if somebody's not listening or it's not being received well, like that sucks. Like that hurts even more than not doing it at all.
Hey, Tommy.
Hey, Tim.
I heard that one of our sponsors got sold to new ownership.
That's right. And if you guys noticed, we didn't have them for last month, but they're back.
They're back. The Pizza Oven is back. They have new ownership. They have new menu items as well as all the old classics. You tried one of the new ones or a couple of them.
I tried the chicken tandoori pizza and it was absolutely fantastic.
You brought it to my house and I smelled it and it smelled unreal.
Yeah, you were on your keto.
Yeah.
And I wasn't, so it was fantastic. It was so good.
Awesome. So they've got a bunch of new menu items and they've been generous enough to sponsor our show on an ongoing basis again. And so thank you, Pizza Oven. For those of you not in Winnipeg, you don't get to enjoy it. Too bad. They're located at 1215 Henderson Highway, Unit D in Winnipeg. You can give them a call, 204-949-3000. Also, we have a promo code that you can use if you order online through their website, and that is QRS15, QRS15, and you'll get 15% off your Pizza Oven orders. So everybody's still loving the Pizza Oven.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, get your pies. And I know they have lots of game day specials as well for the Bombers, the NFL, and the Jets as well. So make sure you guys check them out.
And so with my wife, she's always willing and she always wants to talk about everything. Mm-hmm. Like, if she has a feeling, I'm going to hear about it. It's true. It's just true. I love her so much. But if she has a feeling or a thought, I'm going to know what it is if I'm in the house or within phone's reach. So like I love her for that because there's never a lot of confusion around how she's feeling or where she's at that minute. And so it's kind of nice. It's refreshing in that sense. But I think sometimes she thinks I should do the same. Yeah. And like there is no amount of personal development I could do in my life that would ever make me do that. Like I just don't. And so But the opposite of that is I leave her in the dark. And then like I'm frustrated or I'm grouchy or I'm upset about something. And then like by the time I let it out, it's way worse than it could have been had I've taken an approach and decided to be vulnerable with her earlier instead of being vulnerable out of a place where I feel I'm forced to because now I've made it shitty and I have to fix it.
Yeah. Well, and when you're forced, the quality goes down too. I believe.
Yeah, like it happened the other day, and we talked about it at the beginning of the show. It happened the other day where I was like doing the dishes because the fucking dishwasher's broken.
Yeah.
And so I'm doing the dishes, and first of all, I don't know.
There's another story.
I don't know how on fucking God's green earth 2 people can use that many fucking dishes in a 24-hour period. That's all I'm going to say. So,
I mean, your whiskey glass has been sitting here for the last 2 weeks.
And
I haven't washed
keep
it since.
reusing
Yeah, exactly.
it. So, it is beyond me how that happens, but that's a different show. That'll be a rant episode. But so let's just park that.
Yeah.
But I was so fucking grouchy about it. And like, I'm being grouchy. I'm washing the dishes, and I'm just being a miserable bitch.
Was that the day where you texted me?
That was one of them. There's been 5 of these already.
Yeah, because I received a text like, how many dishes do your
I texted
does your
like
family
5 people that.
How many dishes does your family use? I'm like, what do you mean how many dishes? Like, I did not understand that question. No, but then it made sense.
I texted like
content.
5 different friends of mine with different living situations to get like, because I want to know am I being unreasonable?
Average,
I wanted to know if I was being unreasonable. I don't think I was. So, but now I'm fucking grouchy about it. So I'm washing the dishes. I'm angry. Normally when I wash the dishes, I listen to the Backstreet Boys.
That's right. Yeah.
That's
your jam.
In fact, if you have me at your house and you put on the Backstreet Boys, I'll probably start washing your dishes. It's like Pavlov's dog or whatever. I've trained myself to listen to those 5 handsome men and want to do dishes. Not want to, have to. But I'm grouchy, so I'm pissy. I'm washing the dishes. I'm angry about it. Then I'm washing the dishes, so like my wife is going around the house to see if there's dishes elsewhere in the house. Mm-hmm. So like my daughter's 12. Yep. She's not great at bringing dishes back to where they should be.
They're not
She's
good
12.
at 14.
She's learning.
They're not good at 14 either.
And when I was 12, I probably was awful too.
I for sure was.
Yeah. So then I'm like washing them. I've been washing dishes. I've got like, they're all over the place on towels because I'm drying them all.
Yeah.
And she just keeps bringing more in. And to the kitchen, she's like, goes downstairs, comes up with 6, goes to my daughter's room, comes back with 4, and I'm just like, I've already had it before I started this, and I'm just like, I stopped, like, are you fucking serious with the fucking dishes? What is this? This is crazy. And I snapped. I know you laugh about it, but like, it is funny.
I get it. Yeah, no, I get it.
It is funny, but I'm just like, I'm so mad.
No, I'm laughing because I'm totally picturing you and your facial expressions.
I'm just like, really, with this many fucking, I'm like, this is crazy. And I think I said that. I was like, this is fucking crazy. What the hell is happening in this house?
I didn't know we have this many plates.
I've used 5 fucking dishes in the last 2 days. What the fuck are you guys doing? Like, and this is not an appropriate response.
Yeah.
But this is like, again, a week before or 4 weeks before when I'm like, hey, this is pretty frustrating. Like, what do we do? How can I manage this better? And like being open with her about that and having a conversation probably would have saved me swearing and getting angry.
Probably.
About how many dishes are being used in my home. And so like,
no,
I would say I need to improve on that because like, sure, sometimes I can bottle it up and like it doesn't matter, but like that was a situation where it does matter, and I really I could have handled it better. And as a man, I've always like bottle it up.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't worth talking about. I don't want to have a whole conversation about this, so I'm just going to say nothing because I'd rather just not have a conversation about it. But like the reality is like, I should have just had a fucking conversation about it.
Yeah.
And that's where I struggle with my marriage and my relationship, where like, I think I can push it all down and I don't want to have a conversation, but also I need to. Well,
because when you don't talk about it.
Also, if my wife's listening to this, shit. We're going to have a conversation.
Talk about it.
Yeah, I'm going to have to talk about it.
No, but you know, and that's the thing, like you have to, because again, like what's good, nothing good is going to come out of you bottling it up, because what happens eventually, you blow up,
It comes out,
right?
or you die. One of the two.
Yeah, take it to the grave. Yeah. But, you know, and that's like kind of me as well with my wife. Like, I don't really, I mean, I do share most of the things with her, but not maybe certain things not as comfortably as with you, let's say. And you know, same things like you mentioned, like, yeah, I bottle it up, I don't tell her this, and then blow up over like something stupid like dishes or my
There's a lot of dishes.
socks. Okay,
Okay,
that's
sorry,
your
I'm moving on.
That's your only fucking chore. Okay, at
I'm
home.
moving on.
No, but like just things like that, you know, that like the one thing when you're exhausted, when something's didn't go well at your work, or a fucking idiot cut you off on the street, you know, and then now you don't necessarily need to. You feel like you don't need to share this with your wife. And or at least me. And then, but it might bother me, but I'm not going to share it. And then I'll just sit down because I just don't want to talk right now. I just want to sit on my phone, play solitaire.
Shut it out.
Just, yeah, exactly. Turn my brain off. And then, you know, she comes in, like, wants to talk and, oh, what's going on? How are you feeling? And then she sees that I'm like not in the good mood, happy mood. So, oh, what's going on? Like, I don't want to fucking talk about it, or like not going to say anything, nothing, you know? And then eventually you blow up over, like, she tells you, can you come do the fucking dishes?
Yeah.
Like, fuck. And that's when I blow up. So yeah, talking about it is a good idea. And I think every man needs to improve more.
I would say this is not a unique scenario.
No, I think it's very common for us to like not share the little things maybe that bother us throughout the day, that collect over, you know, maybe over 2-3 days, and then eventually just like.
Well, and I don't like want. I think part of me also feels like I'm her husband. I'm the man.
Yeah.
I'm. This is my role in this, and like I should be strong enough to just not be such an asshole about this, or not like it shouldn't bother me. It shouldn't. I should just do the thing, and this is my job, and I don't have to talk about it. I just have to get over it. And like I do a lot of that where it's like I don't need to talk about this. I just need to get the fuck over it.
Yeah,
and like
sometimes that
a
works.
A lot of it does work, but a lot of the time it's like, oh no, talking about it is how I'm going to get over it.
I mean, most therapists will probably say that.
Yeah, and so
that
like,
it's like, hey, just
but
have
that's
a
struggle. Like it is.
Communication.
I feel that struggle in myself all the time.
Yeah. So.
And I don't know if that's a typical male trait. I could poll males and females to figure it out, but I feel like it's more likely a male trait than not.
I think so. And I think big part of it is also, well, at least for me or people that were brought up with men like my dad, you know, like
our dad's generation, even.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's been a lot. Like we've seen this, right? And now we're trying to change. I'm sure our kids, like my son, might be completely fine talking about his feelings and not feel like he has to bottle it up. I don't know. Maybe we'll find out.
I guess, yeah.
We'll tune in 50 years.
He's going to be hosting this show.
I hope so.
And I'm still going to be washing the dishes from last week.
No, but yeah, like, so I think it's combination of few things that makes us, I guess, keep shit in.
Well, and I think women are vulnerable with men when they feel safe to do so.
100%, yeah.
And I think I don't feel the same on the other end. Like I don't have this feeling of safety that allows me to do it. I'm not looking for permission through safety to feel it. I just don't. It's an internal thing.
Yeah.
I don't think it's dependent on the other person.
Yeah.
As much as it is in my relationship, at least, like with women, with the opposite sex. I don't feel like I need this safe environment to be vulnerable with the opposite sex. I think I actually feel hesitant to do so because I'm a man and I shouldn't. Now, you and me talking across the table from each other, whether there's mics or not, I'll just do it or I won't. And it's not this like idea of I need a safe environment or permission to do so. I don't feel that. It's actually just my internal shit that blocks me or doesn't block me from doing it.
Yeah, no. For me, it's not even the environment, but I really try to almost like think ahead. Like, okay, if I share this information, what is the response I'm gonna get? You know, and so am I gonna get a stupid joke comment back from a buddy of mine that always jokes about everything when I'm trying to be serious?
Yeah. Oh shit! Is that me? Is that
no, actually, somebody else.
I'm like, fuck.
No, but the thing is, like with you, I think you know when you can make that joke and when you can't.
I think I get it right most of the time.
You can read the room.
Yeah.
You know, so I think to me it's like sharing with my wife is like, okay, is she gonna try to like I sometimes I fucking hate this about her when I tell her.
You have to whisper like we're recording. The whole world's gonna hear.
Yeah, exactly. I guess so. Just in case she listens, she's definitely one of you. I'm just kidding. That was a horrible joke, but funny. No. So when I tell her that like I have some issue, she tries to come up with a solution right away, and that
drives me nuts.
I hate that. Right?
Drives me crazy.
I know, and I'm just like, so a couple times, like it would piss me off, and I would walk away angry. So now I've learned to be just like, no, I need you to listen. I'm not looking for a solution.
Yeah.
I just need an emotional hug.
Outlet. Yeah. I don't want to fix it now.
And like her intentions are 100%.
It's with love. They do it out of love.
100%. But oh man, the wrong time and just like
like the immediate reaction. Okay, I heard you. Now what do we need to do this? And it's like no. I'm not you. That is not how I want to approach this. So I want to puke out words. And then I want to not talk about it for a bit.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. I want you to know I feel really shitty and leave me alone.
It sucks. I'm angry. Oh, who are you angry at? I'm angry at this person. Why are you angry at them? Because of this. Well, what could we... No, stop.
Too far. Too
far. I just wanted to say that. I want you to know I'm going to say that piece and then I want to leave it alone.
Oh, yeah.
Which maybe isn't great, but like, I don't know. It's all balance. And it's like sometimes... It's all balance and what you expect out of the other person in that interaction. And like
the reason certain things I have to put aside and not talk about because my anger issues, like I used to blow up very fast, very quickly and went from 0 to 100 like in 0.2 seconds.
Oh, okay.
So part of my therapy was to like, okay, you know, learn to count to 10 before you say anything fucking never worked with me.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was just more like I had to figure out on my own way to like take a deep breath and just like say no, I cannot talk right now, or walk away.
Yeah.
And like those are the two things that kind of worked with me, and I couldn't wait 10 seconds and then continue talking about it. No, like I had to like say it like, hey, this is not the right time. And that kind of helped me over the time to just...
I think we should unpack that in another episode too.
What?
Conflict.
Yeah. That would be a good...
We should do...
I mean, I've went through...
The next Just the Two of Us, I think we should talk about... Because some of this leads...
Well, I kind of talked about conflict.
We both now brought up things that like have led to conflict, and it's our own sort of personal development struggles that have caused that. And so... I didn't know you used to blow up all the time.
Yeah,
I've never seen you do it in my life.
Well, that was before, yeah.
Yeah,
that was.
I would actually love to hear more about that if you'd like to talk about it. Because it's probably something we're not uniquely experiencing as men.
I can still show you a couple dents in the wall. Yeah, like I used to. Okay. I would like like walk away and like be angry and just punch a wall, and then I'm like, fuck, now I gotta fix it.
Then you're mad about that.
It was instant regret, but yeah, like I had like a couple bad episodes where like I hurt myself pretty bad.
Okay, well, good. You should have.
I know, yeah. So
let's do an episode on that sometime. Not on you
I would
punching
like
walls,
that.
but just conflict.
Yeah, definitely. I think that would be a good one
management
because
of intense emotion.
we've both. Yeah, like I said, we both went through shit and will be going through shit, and people.
Of course,
Conflict. There's always conflict in our lives. So.
Yeah. Cool.
Well,
Okay.
hope you guys enjoyed this.
Yeah, I don't
episode.
know. I don't care.
Yeah.
No, I do.
You know what? So far, I believe we're doing good. Like, I really enjoyed as I'm editing these episodes. I really enjoy re-listening to them because there's a few things that I maybe forgot, and I'm like, oh shit, yeah, we talked about it. And then I have a couple friends that wrote me that, hey, really love the new episode, so I love it. So if you
Well, and we've had messages from listeners and Instagram messages and stuff. So like I love that.
mm-hmm.
So please do that. Like,
So check us out, follow our Instagram page. It's at Quiet Riot Show. Our email is quietriotshow@gmail.com. Send us an email if you want to share anything. We should get to those episodes too, where we read the emails from our
yeah, we should do that over
listeners.
the next bit.
And just follow us on YouTube, subscribe, and listen to anywhere major. Any major platform, Spotify, Apple Podcast. Feel free to rate it if you want to.
Message us if you want to go for drinks.
Yeah, exactly. Let's do drinks and stuff. Again, next month, November, this coming up month, November. Stay tuned once a week, and we're gonna be talking about some Movember shit.
Yeah, we got some great.
But
guests.
I'm not shaving my beard.
Okay.
No, nobody wants to see
Please
that.
don't.
No.
No.
All right.
All right. Thanks,
love
everybody.
You, buddy.
Bye.
Bye. All Quiet Riot Show episodes have been recorded and produced by SuverMedia. If you think you have an idea for a podcast but don't have the space or proper equipment, please visit SuverMedia.com for more information. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you did, please hit the follow button and leave us a review if the platform you are listening on allows you to do so. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Quiet Riot Show, and follow us on the Instagram page at Quiet Riot Show. Please share this episode with others that may be interested in these topics. If you know anyone that would enjoy these topics, feel free to share our podcast with them. Also, let us know what topics you'd like to see covered in future episodes. Get in touch with us in the comments on our channel and social media, or send us an email to quietriotshow@gmail.com.